What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have a really big story to talk about coming out of the LCS, where it looks like Team Liquid is yet again making another roster change, another lineup shuffle, whatever you want to call it, with just 1 week left in the LCS. This is really big news, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today. But first, a word from today's sponsor, which is Thrive Fantasy. Thrive is a daily fantasy sports and esports app and website where you focus on player props rather than spending all those hours researching the exact perfect lineups and players and mixing and matching and all that stuff. Thrive Fantasy allows you to just focus on the top players by picking props. For example, some of the props that they do offer and that they are offering this coming weekend is whether or not you think Tactical is going to get over or under 6.5 total kills plus deaths. Now, they're going up against Immortals. I think Immortals is a pretty solid team. They've been playing well recently, and I think Tactical is going to play a big part in this game. If Team Liquid wins, I think he's going to get a lot of kills, and if Team Liquid loses, I think he's going to die a lot. So for me, Tactical, 6.5 kills and deaths, over under. I'm going with the over here, and I'm trying to win 110 points. If you guys are interested in trying out Thrive Fantasy, they are hosting the I Am Germ LCS Friday free roll this Friday. You can get signed up for that with the first link in the description below, or by going to thrivefantasy.com. When you get signed up, make sure you use code GERM, and they will actually match your first deposit all the way up to $100, which is really awesome. And again, this GERM LCS Friday free roll, absolutely free to join, and you can win real cash prizes. So definitely check out Thrive Fantasy and prop up today. With that being said, here we go, getting right into this one. Team Liquid, the big news coming out today is right here. 4 hours ago. By the time this video goes live, it'll be like a day ago, but whatever. The big news here is that they are live against FlyQuest Academy with their starting Academy roster, their new starting Academy roster, with Armao back in the jungle. This is huge news for a couple of reasons. One, Armao's obviously been playing with the LCS team for a while. He has been struggling a little bit. He hasn't been terrible. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been good. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been what a team like Team Liquid would necessarily want or need. This is a team that has high hopes, high aspirations. They want to compete for LCS titles at the bare minimum, but even more than that, they want to go to Worlds. They want to get out of groups for the very first time ever. They, I'm sure, want to compete for like a semifinals or something at Worlds. I'm sure that would be seen as a very good season for Team Liquid. And I really, and not just me, I think a lot of other people, and probably Team Liquid included, probably don't think Armao is the man for that job. They probably don't think they're going to be able to reach all of their aspirations and everything with Armao. They probably want to get Santorin back. So when people are seeing this, they're like, oh, Armao's in Academy. Santorin must be coming back. We must be seeing Santorin this week. But, and that's what I thought originally at first as well, but the interesting thing here is that there is actually a very big tweet coming out from Tim Sevenheisen that kind of throws a wrench in everything. He says, very curious what this means that A, Armao played in Academy today. That's what we're obviously talking about. Armao going from the LCS roster to Academy. He's not going to play both Academy and LCS in the same week. That's not going to happen. So that gets people wondering. That gets people thinking. That is the first domino in this whole thing, because Academy gets played before LCS, obviously. But part B, the big thing here, is that Inori's contract was extended to September 30th, 2021. That is very interesting, because I had said previously that I had, was kind of predicting that we would see Santorin back in this last weekend of the LCS, and that was because Inori's contract was going to be expiring like July 30th, I think. So it would make perfect sense that they signed Inori up until they thought Santorin would be back, and then Santorin would come into the LCS, Armao would go back to Academy, and they wouldn't need Inori anymore. And this was all lining up perfectly. The first half of that played out. The first half of my prediction played out, where Armao back in Academy. But the thing is, now that they've extended Inori, this gets me wondering, what does this mean? Why did they extend Inori? Did they extend Inori just in case? Just because they, even though Santorin's going to come back and play, they want to have backup options. They don't want to have no jungler. We are after the kind of roster swap deadline. So if something were to happen to Santorin, it's too late to sign new players, to make roster changes or anything like that at this point. So is this just an insurance policy? Or the other option, is Inori going to be the starting jungler for Team Liquid? Say that Santorin's not ready to play. Say Santorin's not mentally healthy or physically healthy or just ready to go or whatever. Did Armao just get demoted for Inori to be the starting jungler? Have they been that impressed and that happy with what they've seen from this guy? Now, I don't know. Again, we haven't heard any kind of word from the team or anything like that. When we go to check on the Team Liquid Twitter account, we just kind of scrolled through. There's nothing here. Nobody is saying anything. They're not letting us know. And this has been typical with Team Liquid. And this has been a big issue that I've had with Team Liquid. Like right now, 100% chance Team Liquid knows who their starting jungler is going to be this weekend. So why are they not putting anything out? Why are they not telling us anything? Why do we not have media members that are able to dive into these stories, that have inside connections, that have insider contacts, that are letting us know who the starting players are going to be this weekend? These are things we see in all traditional sports, whether it's soccer, football, basketball, baseball, whatever. People have this news going on. These teams let that news get out. Reporters are able to report it. It's able to make a big story. It's able to get people talking. It's able to get fans excited. It's able to create content and buzz around it. This is a big, big deal. Team Liquid is one of the biggest teams. They have one of the biggest fan bases. This is a big weekend coming up for them where they have 3 matches. We can actually take a look at the Team Liquid schedule this weekend. They play Immortals, who again has been kind of surging recently. They're kind of a scary team. They're kind of a dangerous team. They play Evil Geniuses, who has been very, very good in the summer split. One of the best teams in the summer split. And then to top it all off, they end the season with a game against Cloud9, which could have a ton of implications for both teams. 2 very, very good, very popular teams that are going to be in that mush of the top 5 teams, all very, very close in the standings. Each game could end up being the difference between separating these teams. So this is a huge weekend for Team Liquid. What's going to happen to them is going to be huge. Who's going to be playing is going to be huge. So it's just kind of annoying that Team Liquid is not letting us know what's going on, but I do know that Armao played in Academy. I do think that Armao will not be playing in the LCS this weekend. Honestly, I would say it's probably like a 90% chance. If I had to put a percentage to it, my guess would be like an 80 to 90% chance that we do see Santorin back in the LCS this weekend. And then that would mean maybe a 10 to 20% chance that Inori is starting. I would be pretty shocked if Inori does end up playing in the LCS, if he does end up starting, if he has overtaken Armao. I mean, I don't really think Armao is the answer, but I think, putting in Inori last minute would be like super... I mean, maybe not high risk because Team Liquid can lose these games. They'll still make the playoffs. Maybe they'd get to see what they have in Inori and then still be able to bring Armao back. I don't know. But I think that's just a lot of speculation. I think that's kind of overthinking everything. I think the writing on the wall here is that Santorin is going to be returning to the LCS this weekend. It'll be interesting to see what kind of form he's in. It'll be interesting to see how good he is, how good the team is with him, and then just knowing that they have just 1 full week to get ready before the playoff starts. So him coming back sooner rather than later, I think is a good thing. But this was a big, big surprise. This was a big shock to see Armao playing in Academy, and I think it is a very, very big piece of news that LCS fans need to know about. So I had to hop on and make this a video for you guys. So that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think is going on? Do you think Santorin, Armao, or Inori is going to be the starting jungler for Team Liquid this weekend? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on my latest content. Consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/IamGerm. Remember to check out Thrive Fantasy and Prop Up today. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.